ويكون الدين شأن خاص، المسيحية شأن خاص للمسيحيين، والدين الإسلامي شأن خاص للمسلمين، أما الدولة فهي ملك لنا جميعا. لذلك أيضا اتفقنا على أن لا يكون هناك أي حزب قائم على أساس ديني لهذه المبادئ التي ذكرناها. والتعليم يجب أن يعكس التنوع التي هبانا بها الله في السودان، تنوع تاريخي وتنوع معاصر ونحسن إدارته، وهذا يتطلب أن نبني المؤسسات التي من خلالها يمكن إدارة ذلك التنوع. لكن ماذا يحدث إذا فشلنا في إقرار العلمانية في الدستور الدائم؟ إذن هنا للشعوب السودانية الحق في ممارسة حق تقرير المصير كحق ديمقراطي أصيل وحق إنساني. أيضا توصيل المساعدات الإنسانية لكل المحتاجين في السودان. المعروف أن حكومة بورسودان استخدمت وما زالت تستخدم باستمرار المساعدات الإنسانية كآلة للحرب، لكن نحن في التحالف قلنا أن الإنسانية والكرامة الإنسانية لا تتجزأ، فهي واحدة أينما كانت أينما وجدت. فالإنسان الذي يحتاج إلى مساعدة إنسانية يجب أن يجد تلك المساعدة الإنسانية أينما كان، مهما كان توجهه السياسي أو انتماءه السياسي والإثني والديني. تأسيس جيش قومي، تأسيس جيش مهني مهمتها حماية الحدود الدولية للسودان وسيادتها الوطنية وحماية النظام الديمقراطي، يعني ما جيش جهوي أو حزبي. هذه المبادئ ومبادئ أخرى بتشكل أساس لبرنامج الحكومة الانتقالية وحكومة السلام الانتقالية القادمة. وهناك أشياء أخرى. الحكومات التي تعاقبت على حكم السودان خلال 70 سنة العام الماضي استخدمت الدين كأيديولوجية سياسية والعروبة بصورة مكثفة لتحديد هوية الدولة السودانية والانتماء لتلك الدولة. ونحن في التحالف نرفض هذا رفضا باتا، أن يكون الأيديولوجية الدينية أو العرقية أن تشكل هوية للدولة السودانية وشرطا للانتماء لتلك الدولة. فلذلك نقول المواطنة هي الأساس للحقوق والواجبات والانتماء للدولة السودانية. وأخيرا ندعو كل الشعب السوداني وكل التنظيمات السياسية السودانية أن يأتوا إلى الانضمام لهذا التحالف حتى نطوي صفحة السودان القديم ونبني سودان جديد معافى من عيوب السودان القديم، ونحن ننطلق إلى الأمام. وشكرا جزيلا.
شكرا جزيلا سعادة القائد عمار أمون دردوم، السكرتير العام للحركة الشعبية شمال، والذي تحدث بشكل موجز عن الميثاق التأسيسي الذي تم توقيعه قبل أيام، وقدم ملامح من هذا الميثاق. أبرز الملامح التي أشار إليها سعادة القائد عمار أمون مسألة العلمانية أو طبيعة الدولة، هي دولة سودانية علمانية. تحدث أيضا عن الإشكالات البنيوية التي صاحبت مسيرة الدولة السودانية. الفرصة القادمة نقدم سعادة الدكتور نصر الدين عبد الباري وزير العدل السابق. فليتفضل.
Thank you very much, Nazar, and thank you, the Commander Amom, for your interventions and remarks. And I would like also to thank all the journalists who have taken the time to come and participate in this press conference. I would like to also thank the government of Kenya and the people of Kenya for hosting us today. This is not the first time that the Kenyan government and the Kenyan people are supporting the Sudanese in their continuous pursuit for peace, justice, and democracy. Throughout the years of the war in South Sudan, it was Kenya that continuously called for peace in Sudan. And it was the Republic of Kenya that hosted the negotiations that led to the Naivasha peace agreement that ended the longest running war in Africa. Today, as we are facing a new ordeal as Sudanese people, the Kenyan government is also supporting us to find a way towards peace, social justice, and democracy. The main question that everybody has in mind is, why are we founding this alliance? We are founding this alliance because there are about 20 to 25 million people in the areas that are controlled by the military organizations that are part of this charter and part of this initiative that need help and need support. These are the most vulnerable people in Sudan who have no option but to stay inside Sudan, either because they don't have the ability to leave or because they don't have the intention to leave. The de facto authorities in Port Sudan are imposing conditions of life that are discriminatory and that aim to force them to leave the country. We have a moral obligation to do something to help them and to enable them to live in dignity and just to have the life that everybody has in the other parts of Sudan. We are doing this because we know that there is no other person that can do it. And we have come together here in Kenya to establish this alliance and to form a government because there is a need for it. There is a necessity to establish this government. We are doing this also because we know that there are millions of children, millions of women and men who need health care, who need documents that the de facto authorities in Port Sudan are actually preventing them from obtaining. We are doing this because our history teaches us that wars in Sudan continue for a long time, between 10 to 25 years. And if we don't do anything, the millions of people who are currently in Sudan will not have any opportunity to get an education, and they will not have any opportunity to get health care. And we need to do this because there are many people who are calling on us to do it, not only in Sudan, but also Sudanese who live outside Sudan. This is the first point that I would like to highlight. The second point that I would like to highlight is that this is probably the largest alliance, the largest Sudanese alliance. It brings together many political organizations, many armed groups, and these are groups that are united by one objective: creating a new Sudan that is based on the principles that my friend here highlighted a few minutes ago. The Constitution that was ratified yesterday or signed yesterday by many political organizations and armed groups, in fact, reflects the principles that we actually agreed on and enshrined in the charter, the political charter that was signed a couple of days ago. I would like to highlight the main characteristics or provisions of this constitution. Number one, I would like to mention that the nature of this state is a secular, democratic, decentralized state. This is the first time in the history of Sudan that the constitution has provided for a secular state. The second point regarding the nature of the state is that it also separates cultural, ethnic, and regional identities from the state. This is also the first time that the Sudanese constitution is doing this. In the past, our constitutions recognized diversity in general, but we have moved a step forward to separate religion from the state and also to separate other forms or types of identity from the state. The second point regarding the constitution is that it provides for supra-constitutional principles. This is also the first time that the Sudanese constitution is providing for these principles. These supra-constitutional principles include secularism, voluntary unity, human rights and democracy, the right to peaceful resistance, and it also includes the criminalization of any dictatorial actions or tendencies. And as my colleague mentioned a few minutes ago, if any constitution in the future does not enshrine these supra-constitutional principles, the Sudanese peoples, all the Sudanese peoples, will have the right to exercise self-determination. We are not actually calling for the fragmentation of Sudan. All the members, all the organizational members and individual members of this initiative are actually pro-unity. But we speak about voluntary unity. We speak about genuine unity. Unity that is based on justice, that is based on freedom, democracy, and human rights. The Constitution also contains a comprehensive Bill of Rights. It is also the most comprehensive Bill of Rights that we